Ladies and gentlemen, I have just received notification from YouTube that one of my video vlog entries, number 41, A Message for the Aryan Race, has been pulled due to flags for hate speech. This is the second time I've tried to make this intro to this video. I'm going to try to do it this time without calling anybody a fucktard. But what happened is that the video was posted at Stormfront, and Stormfront sent a bunch of lackeys over to post ridiculous comments and to flag the video, calling it, saying that I promote genocide against the white race. And YouTube actually looked at this video, according to them, and decided that it was hate speech, which is just the most ridiculous thing I could possibly imagine. I'm going to attach the video, the content of the video, to the end of this video. It's not a re-upload because I'm remaking the whole video from a file, so it's not the same exact video file. It's a new file, so hopefully it won't just get automatically flagged. But watch this video and determine for yourself. There is absolutely no hate speech involved. The point of this video the point of this video is to explain to race realists, using humor and satire, that the white race, which we all know is a non-thing. There is no such thing as race. There's no black race. There's no Asian race. There is no Hispanic race. There's no Jewish race. There are Jewish people. There are Asian people. There are physical characteristics that are shared by a majority of people who are of African descent or of Hispanic descent or of Caucasian descent, but there is no such thing as race. Taxonomically speaking, there's no such thing as race. And what's going to eventually happen in the United States through assimilation is that there will no longer be white people, but our genetic line will continue. Therefore, nothing is lost. And that's the point of the video. That is the point of the video. So, watch the video. See if you don't get it. If you do, please mirror this video, because that's the only way these people are going to learn that they can't play these games. Thank you. I come with important information for the male members of the Aryan Brotherhood. A recent article in USA Today described a 40,000-year-old female Scandinavian pinky bone that yielded mitochondrial DNA that was slightly different from any to be found in the extant human population. That means it's no longer here. It died off. This type of DNA is only passed from mother to child and cannot be passed on by male offspring. So to remain in a population, it has to go from mother to daughter, etc. forever. Since it died out, the race or species of human that it belonged to also died out. Why do I bring this up? Well, I bring it up because I know how important perpetuating the white race is to you chowderheads. Unfortunately, it's probably too late for that. You see, according to recent data, the percentage of non-Hispanic whites in the U.S. population is expected to drop from nearly 68% today to a mere 48% by 2050. Factoring into that the fact that since the 1967 Supreme Court case of Loving versus the state of Virginia, which outlawed anti-miscegenation laws, interracial marriages in the U.S. have increased from only 65,000 marriages involving African Americans and whites, or 2% of all marriages in 1970, to 422,000, or 7% of the 59 million U.S. marriages in 2005. At this rate, by 2050, when whites account for less than half of the population, the rate of interracial marriage will be at over 12%, and by 4080, interracial marriage will account for nearly 50% of all marriages in the U.S., which will scarcely matter since by 3050 the white race will have been completely eradicated anyway. And there is precious little you can do to stop it. Sure, you can try to convince your daughters and sons to keep the race pure, but it won't matter much when they're outnumbered millions to one. Besides, in all likelihood, your daughter or her daughter will wind up marrying outside the race. In fact, white girls with black men account for almost 3/4 of all interracial marriages between blacks and whites. Which is where that extinct pinky finger comes into the equation. The same way mitochondrial DNA is passed from only mother to daughter, the DNA of the Y chromosome is only passed from father to son. So while it is inevitable that the pure white race will eventually blur into a mixed race with the blacks and the Hispanics, it doesn't have to be the case that your perfect Aryan Y chromosome disappears to the same fate. Because while your daughter or granddaughter will probably disappoint you by rebelling and coupling outside of her race, passing her mitochondria on to the new blended future, your son and grandson are far more likely to remain faithful to whatever warped beliefs about progenitorial bliss you fill their gullible heads with. Remember that your Y chromosome was gifted to you by your father. He got it from his father before him, and he from his father, and so on as far back as human history and the white race can account. As white women continue cross-breeding, it is the Y chromosome of those non-white men that are taking over the world. So, if you want your Y chromosome to live on, avoiding the oblivion of ceased replication faced by the mitochondria of that poor Scandinavian girl 40,000 years ago, there's only one thing you white, God-fearing, Aryan supremacists can do. Convince your sons to find, love, marry, and breed with women who aren't white. Thank you.